Flanked by Captain Yor, Electronic Baffle, Ion Cannon, and Emperor Palpatine.
Now, I do have to interrupt ourselves for a little bit here and inform Mr. Asagraph that that cable he is fiddling with is, in fact, attached to my head.
All right. There we go. All right, and we see we're going here. The Captain Yor's shuttle, 0 stopping as anticipated. And here comes Chewbacca with a 1 straight forward. Ben, what do you think Liam's engagement plan here is against John Conley?
Well, if it were me, if it were me, I would definitely be looking to move in a little slowly and try to keep that Soontir from getting in behind me.
Oh yeah.
The problem that he's going to face here is that he is flying 2 ships that don't turn around great. They don't love to turn around with that expertise, as any red maneuvers will turn expertise off. And with Soontir's auto thrusters, that is going to make firing those turrets outside of arc a lot less favorable.
In fairness, he does have the turrets, though, so he doesn't necessarily need to turn around. And we definitely see Horton Salm, I can tell you with that R2-D6 and expertise, is a scarily consistent twin laser turret.
I will need you to remind me what R2-D6 does.
R2-D6 just gives Horton Salm the EPT slot that he should have in the frickin' first place. So Soontir
I guess I didn't even think about the fact that he has expertise and that he shouldn't when I just expect him to have that slot.
So here comes Soontir racing around the edge, and it looks like John might be trying to set up a joust here between Omega Leader and Emperor Palpatine with Soontir on the flank. Pretty classic maneuvers, don't you think, Ben?
Yep, for sure.
Do you think these asteroid placements will limit Liam and his engagement options at all?
I think that's a tough one. I think it will, for sure. He definitely wants Chewbacca hanging out on those outskirts, since that is a pretty tight asteroid field and with no debris, which means any rock that Chewbacca, or Horton for that matter, happens to land on is going to keep them from shooting.
Right. There are an awful lot of big rocks over here.
Yep. And that makes maneuvering those large base ships in the asteroid field a lot harder. Now, if I had to pick a large base ship to maneuver in an asteroid field, except for Rendar, I would in fact pick a Millennium Falcon as far as large base ships go. Those
because it's just insane dial. It's really good. Maybe, I mean, quite honestly, maybe Jumpmaster is better at maneuvering in an asteroid field.
Yeah, but I try not to mention that ship ever.
Now that we've got the FAQ, we might be able to start mentioning its name out loud. And here comes the Lambda shuttle bumping into the back of Omega Leader, just as predicted.
Definitely trying to keep that shuttle moving slow, trying to keep that arc as wide as possible.
Exactly. And Liam just coming straight and slow. I think he's going to go for a harpoon missile.
I definitely see that. Liam does have a pretty good upside to this matchup, which is the Chewbacca into the Imperial Palpatine.
That's very true. He likes to
those
Palpatine
crits a lot. Crits. Yeah, those Palpatine crits aren't going to bother Chewbacca at all, which is nice for sure.
Yeah, very, very true. It's interesting because both of these are turrets. Soontir has auto thrusters, and he can get right into the donut hole that Horton Salm has, even though Chewbacca doesn't have one. So do you think, on John Conley's side, what's his target priority?
On John's side, that's a tough one because you could look at it from 2 different perspectives, which is that Horton TLT is going to be incredibly reliable.
Right.
It's going to be reliable. I don't know how else to say that. It's going to be pushing in 2 damage a turn pretty consistently. So I would probably pick that first as my target priority. However, the other thing that you have to think about is that 60-point Chewbacca is pretty enticing, especially with those half-health points that you can pull off on that.
Exactly. Soontir fell here racing in from the side, attempting a target lock to see if he's just barely close enough. John could probably barrel roll and push the limit to get close enough for a shot, but it doesn't look like he's going to be able to. Next round here, folks, we're going to have our first engagements. Liam here, he looks like he's about to be boxed in. Is there something that he can do to make this a little bit more favorable, or is he looking to just tank it? Is that all right?
I mean, with those ships he's running, he could definitely tank that with little consequence. I don't think either of his ships is going to go down in the first engagement the way a more fragile ship would. I think personally, I might try to, at least with Chewbacca, maybe zoom him forward as fast as I can, get him away from that Soontir, and get some pretty big, maybe some range 1 shots off on the on Omega Leader or the Lambda.
That's true. I definitely think, part of me thinks that he might just want to move slowly because he's not too far away from that Lambda. Move slowly up, get a target lock there on Emperor Palpatine, so that he can fire off the harpoon missiles and just nuke him as soon as he can.
Definitely,
maybe hope that Omega Leader is too far away to get a lock on the Falcon right away.
For sure, and definitely with the way they've been moving right now, getting an early harpoon off on that Lambda while Omega Leader is still hanging out right next to him. Is definitely a good move.
Absolutely. Yor and Omega Leader actually like to hang out very close to each other. It's one of the strengths of this list that Omega Leader can sloop or K-turn with and take his stress off with Captain Yor and retain a lot of his power on those crazy maneuvers.
Exactly.
But on the flip side, see what I did there? Made a little Segnor's loop pun. On the flip side, Omega Leader is in grave danger of getting splashed by some harpoon missiles if she stays too close. And here comes Captain Yor actually moving forward.
That is interesting. So I'm thinking definitely something to consider with that Chewbacca, with those harpoon missiles, is that you don't, with the TLT Horton Psalm, you don't quite have a reliable crit source to maybe trigger those harpoons, since those crits will pretty much exclusively come from Chewbacca. So you kind of want to be careful that, because I've run into this in the time that harpoon missiles has been out, you definitely don't want to end up within the range of that splash damage after you fire your harpoons.
It looks like Liam is going to lay in that target lock right there on Captain Yor as planned. Here comes some missiles, and Horton Psalm is following him right up there with a 3 straight forward.
Yep, definitely looking to take that Palpatine off the table as fast as possible.
I definitely don't disagree with that. It's interesting in these target priority. I think sometimes if you can splash one of the aces really quickly, if you have the firepower, if you have the positioning, that can definitely be something that you can do. Interesting here, he's actually target locking with Horton Psalm. And I forgot that he had plasma torpedoes. Looks like
he does have plasma torpedoes, and he does have expertise, which makes that target lock action all the more delicious for him.
Well, he's gonna be able to fire the plasmas with target lock, retain them.
Yep.
To retain the target lock, he re-rolls all his blanks at range 2 to 3 anyways because he's Horton Psalm.
Yep, and he has the guidance chips to really back it up.
Exactly.
So.
Now, Omega Leader came turning hard in there, but I didn't see an action from her. Was there a barrel roll?
I actually missed it. I'm not sure.
Interesting. Who was the target lock on, Sam? Oh, there we are. It's on Horton Psalm. We see the Omega Leader target lock. Here comes Soontir. Looks like he's probably going to pop that target lock onto Horton Psalm as well.
Yep, definitely not a bad choice. Oop.
John Conley's custom squadron here, and 100% custom target locks.
So I know what my choice would be. But if it were you playing on the Rebel side here, Asa, what would your next target be after taking down that Palpatine shuttle?
I think Soontir. If we get into it, yeah, I do. All right, here comes. Speaking of Soontir, we have a hit, and what looks like a crit. Here they come into our dice box in against Horton Psalm at range 3. We could probably use the dice cam up so that we can actually see things. We've got 1 evade and 1 focus on the Rebel side.
All right, it looks like 2 shields taken off Horton Psalm with that shot. Definitely one of the better outcomes you can hope for with those single agility ships.
Absolutely, Here come the plasma torpedoes from Horton Psalm into that Lambda shuttle. Spend the target lock to fire those. Oh, that's a lot of paint.
Yep.
That looks like, it looks like crit, crit, crit to me.
Oh,
Crit,
that's
crit.
pretty.
Horton's ability gets to reroll that. Don't have to use guidance chips, but he's... looks like we might not
Are we not using the guidance chips on that?
Looks like we might have forgotten to use the guidance chips, but 2 shields and a plasma means 3 shields off of Captain Yor. Down to 2 shields over there, and here comes Omega Leader. Doesn't look like she's got an arc, actually, over on
Yeah, it looks like
Horton
just out on
Psalm.
that. Checking with the laser. No shot.
Chewbacca is now going to fire his harpoon missiles into Captain Yor. Now, this is kind of concerning for Liam because it's very possible that's a big hit, but it's very possible that those harpoon missiles could go off on himself.
Yep, and that's 4 hits with the expertise. Yeah, that's definitely been my experience with trying to use harpoon missiles so far, is as soon as you get that condition off on somebody, the harpoon ship becomes
a blocker.
Very aggressive. Yeah, a very aggressive blocker.
It's like 3 more shields and a damage onto Captain Yor. 4 hull there, and he's got the harpooned condition.
And with that pilot skill of 4, Yor is definitely in a position to be used as a harpooned blocker.
Oh, yeah.
Since he does have the lowest pilot skill in this game currently.
I mean, Yor is a great blocker anyways, but do you think, Ben, do you think that he's going to use his weapons on Horton? Do you think he's going to fire the ion cannon?
That's what I'm expecting. See if he can ionize Horton to know exactly where he's going, and then get Yor in range 1 of him to make that harpooned condition work against Liam here.
All right, well, there he spends a focus. Palpatine's in a crit for a hit crit against Horton.
Everything's running smoothly.
And no paint on the defense.
So a hit and a crit. Looks like he's drawing crits, so just a primary weapon there. What's our crit? Direct hit. So Horton Psalm now down to, I believe that makes it 2 hit points. 2 hull.
That puts him in pretty bad condition.
That puts him in striking distance of a kill next turn. So Adam, or Ben, I'm sorry, I'm going to do that every... You are Ben, because I do that every day with Adam. Who came out ahead on that initial exchange?
Well, just looking at numbers, I would say that John Conley definitely came out ahead in terms of pure damage put through.
I think I would agree with you there.
However, that Palp shuttle is pretty close to going down. Probably going to go down in the next round, which is a huge impact on that Imperial list. Losing your Palpatine in the second round of engagement is.
So here's the thing, though. If Soontir can pilot skill kill Horton Psalm, then Chewbacca can't kill Palpatine on his own because John's going to palp in and evade.
Yep.
And he'll only get 3 damage through, barring a lucky direct hit.
Exactly.
So,
or major explosion.
Yeah. So I think that Liam's got to pray next turn that Horton Psalm gets out of this alive, because I think Soontir is just going to lance right in there and try to lay down the pain onto Horton.
Absolutely.
John might even palp in a crit to make that happen. What do you think?
He might. However, that does leave the Lambda more susceptible to being pilot skill killed by Chewbacca. So,
yeah, here comes the one bank Captain Yor indeed being used as a blocker.
Definitely expected. Definitely expected.
Yep, those harpoon missiles now perhaps working against Liam if he gets a crit in here.
Yeah, for sure. For sure. Or if he does manage to kill Yor. Splash damage does go off from the harpoons on a kill as well.
But it looks like Liam anticipated the block at the very least and is jetting out of there with a 4 straight forward.
Yep, which of course with that primary weapon turret,
no skin off his back.
Yep, exactly.
No skin off his back. Now, does Omega Leader switch your target lock over here down to Chewbacca?
Well, that all depends on how much he trusts Soontir's red dice to be able to finish the job on Horton.
He doesn't have to trust the dice. He's got Emperor Palpatine.
True. That is fair. Yeah, this puts Horton in a pretty rough position, for sure.
Soontir can basically just go 2 straight and decide where he wants to be.
Oh, yeah.
Horton Solemn taking
even
the focus, and now comes Omega Leader.
And of course, now we're at the point where even if Horton does manage to survive this somehow, he will not be able to take a TLT shot at Captain Yor.
Right, exactly. So in any case, Horton Solemn has been basically neutered this turn. Here's a stress onto Omega Leader. Does not look like he's close enough for Captain Yor to pull that off.
Definitely an interesting maneuver.
I think Soontir expertly predicting that too hard right there. He can now barrel roll around the rock if he'd like, push for a target lock, get a focus, and that'll be the end of Horton Solemn easily. Easy peasy.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. Absolutely.
So that's interesting maneuver there with Omega Leader. What do you think?
Taking a boost with Soontir. I definitely understand where he's coming from with that, trying to get him in that range 1.
Well, now he's open to Horton's primary.
Focus. That is true, but with that pilot skill 9, I think he is definitely expecting to
just
take Horton down before he ever gets his shot back.
I can agree there. All right, here come the shots. Soontir is going to be rolling 4 dice into Horton Solemn.
Yep.
Is he going to put a Palpatine token in?
Looks like no
Doesn't
Palpatine.
look no Palpatine there, but we don't need it. We got a target lock from last turn. And there's a lot of paint there. There's at least 3 paint. He's going to focus that. Cocked die. He'll focus that and guarantee the kill with hit, hit, and a
that
crit.
is one dead Y-Wing.
Yep. Despite his best efforts.
Yep.
Love it when that came up. He tries so hard. But
as a
look at that.
Another direct hit.
As
a big fan of those 1 agility ships myself, I definitely know that pain. There's my perfect roll, but it doesn't matter.
John Conley being real smart there, saving the Palpatine for Captain Yor's kill shot.
Yep.
Because he definitely needs that. Here comes Omega Leader firing range 3 into
blanks.
Chewbacca. Nothing. Didn't waste the Palpatine there. I can definitely appreciate that. Rolling a bunch of evades. He evaded all the nothing. Adam, you are definitely listening here. Well done setting up that dice cam. It
and
looks
even
great.
with the evade juked away, nothing can go through.
Nothing can go through. All right, so here comes Chewbacca's shot. I'm assuming right back into Captain Yor. Unless, is he going for Soontir?
Oh, I don't know if that's a great move there. I see where he's coming from, trying to keep that harpoon from splashing onto his own Chewbacca, but you're just not going to get any damage off on a range 3 Soontir.
Right, range 3 Soontir with Palpatine still in the bucket.
Yeah.
I think we're looking at, if you don't take a shot at Yor, take it at Omega Leader.
Yeah.
Omega Leader's got no auto thrusters. You might strip that evade. At the very
and
least,
no target lock to keep you from...
exactly, right? You can modify all the dice you want. Although it looks like they're trying to see if the shot against Soontir is obstructed. Sam Shepik, our judge, has been called in.
And only when he turned up on this camera did I realize Sam is no longer standing behind me.
Paul Fuller on our Facebook stream can see this stream from Disney World. Welcome, Paul, from Disney World, and everybody who's watching the 2017 extralife.org X-Wing stream. With our overlay brought by tabletop.to. Thank you guys for letting us use your stuff. Here comes Liam's Chewbacca shot in against Soontir. 2 dice with expertise. 2 hits with expertise. Hit, and a blank.
Let's see if a real unlucky roll.
Getting an evade there. No reason not to.
Yep, of course. With a Palpatine and with auto thrusters, that 2 is not going through.
Yep. Auto thrusters, there's the Palpatine. It looks like both of those other ones were focuses. So
yep.
It's a good thing we did that. All right, there we go.
Yeah.
Shot declared unobstructed. Interesting choice.
I see where he's coming from. Personally, I would have risked the splash damage and taken the shot at Yor, or even just gone for Omega Leader there, because Omega Leader is...
Yeah,
you're never going to have a better opportunity on a shot on Omega Leader than when
I think she
does not have a target lock on you.
Exactly. I think
that's definitely a missed
if you're not going to put
there.
if you're not going to put a kill shot into Yor, although at the same time it's interesting now. I think Liam might be in a poor position because now Yor can just jet away and provide Palpatine support from afar, while those aces just whittle down Chewbacca little by little. And it will take a little while, right? Because
it will
he has
take a while.
C-3PO, he's got R2-D2, and he's got anti-pursuit laser, so they do have to be conscientious of a block.
Yep,
But
definitely.
But at the same time, they've got the upper hand here for sure. And indeed, there goes your 2 banking away from the fight.
As expected.
Yep.
Looks like the Planet Express ship does not like to stay on its base there. I have to know where he got that. I want one. I want one bad.
Yor is still harpooned. Is he going to try to take that condition down? Because it is an action to get rid of it.
It's an action to get rid of it, but you also still run the risk of taking damage on it, as you do have to roll, and on a hit or crit, you do take damage.
That's true, and I don't think he wants to risk that, because then that does put him in easy range of a kill shot, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
Of a lucky pot shot, and I think the longer that John can keep Palpatine alive, the longer he can actually, gets a little bit more utility out of that ship. Rather
so
than
it
just
looks like we have a one hard right pilot right from Chewbacca there with an evade, trying to really keep him survivable with that evade, and with C-3PO, that's a guaranteed 2 evades in a turn.
Well, I mean, not against Omega Leader. It's a guaranteed 0 evades every turn.
It's a good point.
But
and soon tier 2 banking away.
Yeah,
interesting.
It looks to me like he's gonna boost. Now, will that get him close enough to do a barrel roll and get arc? That remains to be seen.
I do not believe so, but I've been known to be a terrible judge of where a barrel roll is going to put me. So
looks like he's just going to evade, get that focus for free. And here comes shots. Omega Leader first into Chewbacca will be at range 2.
With that target lock, with the evade on the comm relay to trigger juke.
And do you think, because this is the most reliable damage right now anyways, that John can put through, because Chewbacca can actually mitigate all of Soontir's damage once R2 is active with C-3PO and R2 and that evade token. So here comes a hit and a crit, and all of that's going to go through. It doesn't matter. Don't guess 0 with 3PO on there, because he can just juke it.
Well, luckily he, and that's
he did
juked
guess
away.
0, but that's tossed C-3PO away because juke comes in there, but nothing else should be able to be added. No other results should be able to be added there.
I believe using an evade token
counts as adding a result, which is a modification.
Does it? Because it looks to me like they have allowed the use of the evade token on that.
That has been FAQ'd. So if we could get some confirmation from the room there as to what
that
happened.
would.
It looks like Chewbacca only took 1 shield off.
Yeah, I definitely saw them use that evade token, so this is a matter of...
possible.
Yep. So see if we can get a call on that.
But there's Palpatine putting in an evade for the shuttle and only taking 1 damage off of 3 hits from the Falcon.
Ooh, I apologize for that.
All right, so now, what do you think, John's...
Sam, since we have you
here...
here...
since we have you here. Was the evade token used against Omega Leader's shot? Because it looks like it was, and I don't believe that is possible.
I saw him add an extra green dice in there.
Yep, yeah, I believe that is not
Omega
allowed
Leader
through the use
prevents
of Omega Leader.
evade tokens.
Did he have the target lock on it?
He did.
Yes.
He does have the target lock.
Okay.
Yeah, so I think we might need a call on that.
I mean, at this point, it's passed, so it's up to you. But
in the future, we might want to...
Sure.
Have a call on that.
I'll go mention it to them. We'll have discussion about it.
Okay.
So the evade token was used, but we're just talking with the Judge Sam there to make sure that is discussed. So what do you think Liam's plan is right here? Try to get Omega Leader, try to block him maybe?
I think the block on Omega Leader with those anti-pursuit lasers is definitely the best option. As long as Omega Leader has that target lock on you. Because you're going to have a really hard time pushing damage through with any attack.
Yeah.
So I think definitely the block and then taking pot shots off at Soontir while he's behind you.
Yeah, I think
probably
so.
the best move.
I think so for sure. And in any case, I still think that Liam is on the back foot here. It's going to be tough for him to pull this out after all that stuff. But until then, until we see here what he is doing, looks like he might be going straight, just slowly, and indeed going for that block.
Yep, which, I don't know. I think, and that's going to land. That is going to bump into Omega Leader, it looks like.
Bumping in himself. I think that's totally fine.
Oh, yeah, no, with
he's
that
got
large
expertise,
base,
he's got a turret,
Yep.
He's
No,
got
he's
actionless
definitely still in
evades.
good
Yeah,
shape.
he's totally fine.
Okay. We're just letting it go because it's a missed opportunity.
Yep. So the judge has ruled a missed opportunity there, and the players have talked it over. So Chewbacca will keep his second shield, but going forward, I think I'm correct in saying that they're going to follow Omega Leader's rules correctly?
Yeah.
Yep. All right. So Chewbacca does only have one shield. Here comes a missed sloop, and anti-pursuit lasers go off.
And the stress on that Omega Leader, which
that's going to be
that
tough.
can definitely hurt.
Oh,
And
no
no damage
damage
from the
I
anti-pursuit
wanna make a note.
lasers.
We thought there was a missed guidance chip.
Yes.
That was not the case. He already used it on one of his previous dice, and he re-rolled that other one.
I see.
Okay.
I see. That makes more sense. Thank you very much, Sam, for keeping us in the loop. That missed sloop is going to be a big deal here, I think. Is now John's in an awkward position where I think he has to disengage.
Yeah, definitely. Omega Leader is not really going to have a good chance to turn on Chewbacca with that stress. I think you're going to end up pointed the wrong direction no matter what, because I think Chewbacca probably does a quick hard turn to the right here to stay out of Omega Leader's arc.
All right, well, here comes 3 hits into Chewbacca from Soontir. 3-3PO, guessing 0 as normal. Rolling that die, getting 0, which as an evade result. And Chewbacca will take 2, down to 2 shields.
All right.
R2 is not quite active yet. He only triggers when you have no shields remaining. Looks like here comes Chewbacca back into Soontir.
Which is definitely going to be a tough shot to make with the auto thrusters and that evade token.
Right, plus Palpatine. He's got at least 2 guaranteed evades there.
Yep.
More if he doesn't roll focuses, right?
Yep, exactly.
The worst results the Soontir can roll right now, ironically, are focuses.
Yep, and with that 3 dice primary, Chewbacca had better hope for.
Yep.
For
better hope for a bunch of focuses. Yep, I see some paint there. We have 2 hits and 1 blank, which is
that will not
enough.
go
There's
through.
the Palpatine just to guarantee.
Yep.
John doesn't even need to roll dice here because I see a bunch of blanks. There's 1 evade, there's a Palpatine, and there's the auto thrusters. 3 evades. 3 evades against 2. Man, it's
know
been
that pain.
Yeah, it's been a long time since we've seen Soontir, but it's a good time to remind ourselves just what he can do.
Oh,
or
yeah, for sure.
what little people can do to him with shots.
Yep,
right?
for sure.
Now, the Camoglia coming out here just soon that we just had the preview article drop has a bullseye firing arc, which prevents all of Soontir's token stacking shenanigans. So if we do see a return to some of the weirdness, to some Soontir with the removal of Nim's insane bombs and advanced slam clusters and stuff like that.
Definitely an answer with that Camigula.
Right. I definitely think perhaps a tractor beam carrier next to them, maybe a Mist Hunter, one of the ace Camoglias to fire early, barrel roll Soontir into the bullseye firing arc, and then put in the kill. Of course, that does have the added problem of needing to hit him with a tractor beam in the first place.
Which is definitely a challenge. Definitely a challenge.
Right.
But, yeah, I do definitely see those Camogulas being the answer to that.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, at this point, there is enough anti-ace tech that you can fly with.
Yep.
That I don't think we'll ever see a return to Soontir's dominance. You know, his wave 6, wave 7 with auto thrusters, just Soontir all over the place, right?
Oh, yeah.
At this point, all right, where is that Chewbacca going? It looks like just a 3 or a 2 hard turn is
just
not...
Just a 2. That's interesting.
Doesn't look like it's going to fit in there. I don't think that's a bad plan.
Yeah, I can see maybe he's maybe the Omega leader didn't see that coming and tries to take another turn that's going to bump him.
And I honestly, I think because Soontir is in the same boat, right?
Yeah.
When you're flying against a fast Imperial Ace, a lot of times what you want to do is go slow.
Yep.
Try to rock them up against you and make them have to disengage.
Yep. Get them against you or force them to pass you.
Exactly. At which point, that is then your chance to get yourself back into a favorable position. Because if you're lower pilot skill against something against like Soontir or Omega Leader, you aren't going to outrun them.
Yeah,
that's just not going to
absolutely.
happen. So you've got to. And here
looks like Omega Leader is going to clear with a 2 hard.
Yep. Still going to be taking a range 1 shot there. And even with a target lock in there as possible, just natural rolling to do a lot of damage.
Yeah,
that's when my Omega Leaders always die.
Oh, yeah. Yep, for sure.
That's against those 4 natural hits. So she just takes a focus.
I've been told by everybody that Omega Leader is really a late game monster, especially in a 1v1, but I've never managed to get her that far. So
well, that might just be a personal problem. Here's focus, evade from Soontir. Classic, and then a range 1 shot into the rear end of Chewbacca. Sergeant Ace 24 in the chat asking how the Kimoglia gunship, the ML-12 Kimoglia. Here comes the shot. A 3 hit, spending the target lock from Soontir, or 3 paints at least, into 4 paints. So there's at least 4 hits. 1, 2, 3, and a crit. Of course, Chewy doesn't care about those crits.
Still a brutal hit regardless.
Yep. 3PO is guessing 1 here, giving him an extra. Oh, look at that.
And look at that.
This is, quite honestly, for Liam, that's exactly where he wants to be. Only 2 shields down with R2-D2 able to trigger next turn with no hull damage on him.
Yep.
So it doesn't
definitely
even have to
a risky
worry.
move, but it really paid off for him there.
Exactly, because we always forget about the second half of R2-D2's ability, which is sometimes you do have to flip a damage card face up. So with
which
no
I
hull,
actually have never seen R2-D2 crew used before.
Exactly.
So specifically for
it
that
is a
reason.
danger. So not having that part of his ability trigger, I think is fantastic. Interesting here that he's not rolling 4 dice for the range 1.
Yeah. Yeah, I wonder what's going on there.
But there's the auto thrusters and nothing.
Yep. That shot was into
Omega.
No.
Still, it should be rolling 4 dice.
Yeah, but it looks like that shot was into. Oh no, it was Omega Leader because stealth device. Okay,
that would have been stealth device. Well, I mean, we've got no damage anyways, and we go back to dials. Is R2 going to regenerate? Yes, R2 regenerates 1 shield. Pop that 1 shield back onto Omega Leader and rolls that. Nothing coming up, and he has no damage to flip up anyway.
Yep.
Again, exactly the position that Liam would like to be in. Sort of like a Isan Izard on a Decimator. You want no shields and 1 hull damage when you trigger her. And conversely, an opponent wants to get you at no shields and no hull damage, because then they can stick a ton on without Isan triggering.
Yep.
It's interesting, getting those sometimes to the point where, sometimes an opponent will elect to not spend a focus to push 1 more damage through, because it can mean the difference between that and a couple more not going through later on.
Right.
Adam, you're listening to this. Let's get 1 more shield back up on Chewbacca on the overlay there.
Thank you, Adam.
Thank you very much, Adam, with the Death Star. Adam and Death Star Engineering down there, keeping our stream running smoothly. With 42 minutes left in round 1 of the Extra Life stream here at the Wizard's Chest in sunny Denver, Colorado. Thank you to everybody who's joined in on Facebook, on Twitch, and on YouTube.com. We are being simultaneously casted all 3 of those different services thanks to a service called Restream.io. So, Ben, if I would like to donate a couple dollars to Extra Life to help children's hospitals, where would I do that?
Well, you can head over to www.extra-life. You know what? I'm going to make this way easier. Oh, it's right there. extra-life.org/participant/Sam-Shepik. That's SHEPIC. You can also find that link on the Back to Dials Facebook page. If that is too much of a mouthful to type, that phrase doesn't make any sense. But you know what I'm going for.
Omega Leader slooping there in response to Chewbacca's 2-turn, perhaps anticipating another bump, but it doesn't look like Chewbacca has obliged us. It does, in fact, look like John was perhaps anticipating another bump or Chewbacca going straight.
For sure.
But Chewbacca instead turning down towards the center, trying to get away there and put some more damage into your. Definitely, I think, a very solid choice.
Definitely what I would have done there. That juicy 3-hull left Lambda shuttle is going to be an easy target if you can get back on it.
Ripe for a killing blow. This is also a good time to try to pop one into Omega Leader.
Oh, yeah.
Out there at range 2, try to get some natural hits. Of course, he's going to palp in an evade and try to avoid having to spend that evade token. Yep. But if you can at least strip that.
Yeah, that definitely makes Omega Leader less scary.
Yeah.
And we got
look at that,
three natural
hits. If anything's going to do it, that is what's going to happen, right?
Yep. Yeah, that's exactly what you want against an Omega Leader. And maybe be able to pop that stealth device off as well, which will be...
Ooh, look at that.
Ooh, man.
And indeed, he's going to have to spend Palpatine and the evade to dodge anything.
Yep.
And in fact, he spends everything.
And there's the comm relay evade stripped away.
Exactly. So, no damage gone through, but that's definitely a plus on that exchange for Liam because now Omega Leader has to re-up that evade before he can be super...
That's definitely still in favor of Chewbacca because that gives Omega Leader a choice next turn, which is evade to charge the comm relay back up or barrel roll to get a shot on Chewbacca.
Yeah.
Depending on how things go in the movement here.
Think Chewie just jets right forward for Emperor Palpatine?
I don't know about forward with those asteroids in the way.
I think we can get through that.
I don't know. I'm having a hard time judging distance from the screen here, but I think probably jetting forward or moving to pilot left in hopes of coming up alongside the shuttle there.
You know, I definitely think if he thinks he can clear the asteroids, I think going forward is the better bet because going left just invites Soontir.
Yeah, and he also with the stress on the Lambda there, he definitely knows that there's no zero stop coming out of it.
Right. The Lambda is coming closer to him, and indeed here we see a 1 bank to pilot left with Yor. He's just going to face off and take his nukes, right?
Yep. Take his lumps there.
Take his medicine. And he is still harpooned. So
he is still harpooned.
Chewbacca gets a crit through there, and Yor is going to take an extra damage. Unless, no, here comes John. He's actually trying to get that down. Will he palp that dice result? Because he can do that.
He can. That is interesting. This is an interesting move. I can see why he's clearing the harpooned off because
no damage.
A single crit through from that Chewbacca could mean a face down damage card on the...
Exactly. Well, so he got rid of that. He got rid of that and didn't take the damage. To recall, harpooned action
and that's absolutely in Chewbacca's favor coming into that range 1 here as well.
Oh, yes.
If I were Liam, I would actually be pretty happy to see that result.
Yeah, look at that 4 straight. He could, in fact, clear the rocks there, Ben. Taking the evade action.
Yeah, just call me out live on the air, Asa.
Always. Always. We're not a friendly podcast. We're not a host-friendly podcast here on Back to the House. Family, yes. Host, I couldn't care less about. Here comes Omega Leader with the 2
Is it too late for me to back out of this and not be involved?
Nope, you're here already. You've got to take your lumps. Omega Leader coming in too. It looks like he's going to re-up that evade. Omega Leader might be out of range, which actually sort of negates the advantage that Liam built up with that... Actually, one in theory, Liam would want to put damage through on Omega Leader while he has a choice of actions.
I see that for sure. I do think that the what's the word I'm looking for? Just the enticement coming from being able to take Palpatine off the board is definitely
agree.
Definitely the better shot there. We got a range. A range 3 coming in from Soontir onto the Falcon here. See how this turns out.
Spending the target lock that he's been holding for 1,000 years.
And I see 2 paint. I see a hit and a focus.
Is he going to spend that focus?
Yep.
Does look
2
like
hits.
He's going to spend the focus.
3PO guessing 0 on the roll here. Oh, this must be a range 2 shot.
Yep. Guessing 0, and he spends the evade to take no damage. Now, here's something interesting. Soontir's tokenless. He does have auto thrusters, and he does have Palpatine, but Chewy has expertise.
Chewy does have expertise. I personally would probably still take the range 1 shot at the Palp shuttle there. I think if you can get Palpatine off the board, it makes Soontir and Omega that much easier to take off the board.
Right, I would agree with that. I definitely think, oh, here comes Omega Leader, and we're palping in a crit.
Interesting.
And, of course, there's a focus, and that crit does not go through as a crit. It goes through as a hit, or it goes through as a crit, but Chewy immediately flips it down. He's now at 7 hull, and it's Chewbacca's turn. And I would agree with you, Ben. I think that Soontir is bait.
Yeah,
It'd be Soontir being
absolutely.
tokenless is bait for Liam to not shoot
Definitely,
at the shuttle.
John is definitely trying to keep that Palpatine alive.
And indeed, here comes Chewy against Yor at range 1. Oh, that's not quite enough.
Agree.
But he does have
a
the target lock. And
oh,
there's
man.
expertise
And there's
plus
the
4
hits.
hits. There goes Captain Yor.
And I've just heard John say, so long, Farnsworth.
Yep.
Goodbye, Planet Express ship.
4 hits, and Captain Yor will go down. So it's actually a very even game here, as we have 35 minutes left in the round. 36 points on Liam's side to 39 on John Conley's side. And now here just comes a pecking battle. Chewbacca with 7 hit points left, soon to be 8 when he regenerates that shield with R2-D2. And Soontir and Omega Leader just have to slowly get him down. Now, Liam could run. He's got 35 minutes left. He might try to put some damage into one of those and just bug out.
That could be. I would probably spend at least the next turn getting as far away as I could from the other 2 ships and maybe get a chance to turn around to turn off Soontir's auto thrusters on a good shot.
Yeah,
there.
you know, I would agree with that.
Because this is definitely an interesting Soontir in that I usually see him run with a stealth device. Without that stealth device, if you can manage to have his auto thrusters inactive, you can blow him up in one shot.
You can really put in some hurt. Now, I also think that Liam should be looking towards getting a bunch of blocks here, because that could be some of the most reliable damage that you can get in on Soontir especially.
Yeah, with those anti-pursuit lasers that I keep forgetting he has.
Yep. If Liam can set himself up to have some unopposed shots while he repositions, and then come in lancing close in for a couple good blocks.
Looks like we have a 4K coming in.
If he's going to try to set up the blocks, I don't disagree with that.
Yeah, no, for sure.
You got to get that arc turned around somehow, and trying to outturn an interceptor, especially without engine upgrade, is just, it's a fool's errand, really.
Yep, and taking a stress from the 4K, which means no evade token from the Falcon title as your action, and also no expertise on any return shots you're trying to come back with. And we got a 4 straight and a barrel roll coming from Omega Leader.
Or no
the barrel roll
roll
will not fit. Gonna try to barrel roll the other way.
Interesting. I wonder if Soontir is taking a slow maneuver then. Oh, he's banking out.
Taking a
Going round the rock.
2 pilot left. I don't disagree with that at all.
Well, you know, at this point, with the 4K, it puts Liam in a good position to 1 bank right next turn.
Oh, absolutely.
And have a nice wide arc where those auto thrusters might be turned off.
Yep. Definitely a favorable position he's got himself in here. I'm almost wondering if John wasn't expecting the 4K out of a... You don't really expect to see an expertise ship turn itself around like that.
I know. I wonder if he was expecting him to turn around those rocks and try to run.
Yeah.
But Liam is taking the smart decision,
I know that personally that's what I was expecting, was some hard turns and banks to get around the asteroid field.
Now, did we have R2 reset that shield last round?
Can
you check on R2 for us, Sam?
Or did he not want to take the risk of flipping that card up?
That's possible. Well, here comes Fell. Range 3, spending the target lock.
Yes, he did.
Yes,
Into
he
hitting
did.
a crit.
We did have an R2 regen, and there it is.
Does he spend the focus? John does.
Yes.
John does, being aggressive out here. He doesn't have an evade. He's got to push damage through somehow.
And that looks like 2 hits and a crit to me if we could get our dice cam up.
C-3PO guessing one, getting one, and only the crit goes through onto the shields.
Definitely a favorable shot for Chewbacca. We got the Omega Leader range 3 shot coming in.
For nothing. And he doesn't want to spend that target lock there.
And 2 evades one evade from the Falcon anyway, juked, and doesn't matter.
It doesn't matter. That was an extremely favorable exchange for Liam. There's only one shield off, and that's going to be regenerated from R2-D2.
Definitely lucked out there.
Yeah, no, I mean, Liam's playing that exactly how he should.
Absolutely.
If Liam can kill one of them and run.
So we do have a range 3 shot on Soontir here, which means 4 dice and auto thrusters. This is definitely going to be a hard shot to get through.
But
we got all
tokenless.
paint.
But there's
our
expertise.
expertise is turned off.
And there's at least one evade plus the auto thruster. Soontir is fine.
So Asa, if you were the Imperial player in this situation, if you were John, what's your plan from here?
My plan, I got to get behind Chewbacca. I got to get behind Chewbacca. I got to get some distance because he's poised to really block here.
Yep.
I think Omega Leader, I might just take a 2 forward there, get my focus back up, and try to just start laying some damage in there, picking right away. Assuming that Chewbacca is probably going to bank slowly to the right, and he doesn't have engine upgrade, I would turn my Soontir also to pilot right with that 2 hard turn. Get out from behind those rocks and come in behind him.
Makes sense. Makes sense to me. Yeah, because I think the right bank on the Falcon there is pretty much inevitable. You could also, knowing where your position was last turn with that 4K, you could force straight back into the field there and go for the unexpected maneuver and see if you can get some block. But I don't think that's what we're going for there.
It looks like R2-D2 just went off.
Oh, yep.
And flipped up a damage card. Can we get
a view of that damage card?
Or at least
that just
know
got
which
flipped?
one it is? All right, they're giving us that dice cam, please.
We did not get the cam.
We need it back in the cam, or we just need to tell you to speak into the table mic and tell us what it is. Yeah, put it back in the dice cam.
There we go.
Now turn the dice cam
now
on.
Dice cam on. And
all right, just tell us what it is. Just tell us what it is. Direct hit. Ooh,
that's a bummer.
Painful. So Chewy does recover the shield, but he also takes another hull down.
So kind of just right back where he started.
Right.
Definitely unfortunate. It sounds like our dice cam has
engineering this away.
Yep. You are free to pull that. We know what we got there. You're free to pull your card out of the dice cam there, and
we can continue on with this game. So, Adam, do you think there are any...
what's my name?
Ben, do you think there are any negative consequences to Chewbacca for taking that 4 straight?
Well, I'm trying to remember exactly where he started. The negative consequences, of course, being that you are back in the asteroid, that tight asteroid field with a large base.
Right.
Liam
has proved himself pretty masterful in there.
And hey,
sure. There it is.
As I called it... Actually, I didn't call that. I said he's probably not doing that, but...
He will still be stressed, but I like that getting those anti-pursuit lasers hopefully to go off. He does bump Soontir, but he's not getting any actions anyway.
Yep, so definitely not a bad move. I tend to personally try to go for the unexpected, and I would see that as definitely the unexpected move there.
Although...
Omega Leader will not bump Chewy. She will bump Soontir on this.
Yes.
So, no action from Omega Leader, but Omega Leader does still have the evade on the comm relay and the target lock maintained on Chewy. So this is not a favorable position.
Right. Here comes a 2 bank from Soontir. Looks like he is banking out of there, evading a block. Marking Chewy so that we can get in there. And Fell just disengaging, as he should. He needs to get behind Chewy, get some distance. Do you think that Omega Leader might be a little screwed this round?
I think this is definitely Chewy's best chance to turn that stealth device off.
I agree. Range 1, you don't have expertise, but you're not going to get it against Omega Leader anyway.
Yep.
So you might as well take that. Suture's just going to turtle up here, focus, evade. There's nothing that you're going to be able to do against that. So
yeah, this is definitely your best opportunity to maybe strip that evade away from the comm relay, maybe turn that stealth device off if you're very lucky.
you.